Hey everybody, I just wanted to give you a rundown of my new computer I just got from the shop Goodwill. I got this motherboard and these RAM chips and a processor for $60. And what it is, there's an Asus 68HM, and it's an X4 860K processor. I currently got it overclocked to 4.1 gigahertz, a 41 multiplier. I think them RAM chips are 1333s, and I think I got them running at 1600, but I'd have to double check on that. But there in the BIOS, I do got that RAM increased a little bit. The other power settings, I think I just put at like 110% if it needed to draw some extra power off that this power supply I got. Now the box says that's a Game Max. It's a VP600 RGB series. It's got that fan in it right there that lights up all pretty colors and stuff. I went out and got me a Kingston, about a quarter of a terabyte of a solid state drive. And I got this old, slow, spinny one here that's 2 terabytes. It's a Seagate of some sorts. The case I just got for it is one of these AeroCools. I think it's by Cylon. I also went out and got this XFX. I think it's a 5570. Well, I got the box right here. Yeah, there it is. It's an RX 570, 8 gigabytes of GDDR5. Woo! That thing gets hot. It came with 3 months of Xbox Live and Borderlands 3, and that thing's gonna be running at about 70 degrees on the Celsius scale. Pretty hot in my opinion. So what I'd done was I went and connected this chassis fan right here in the front. But when I got the cover on it, there's a big gap here at the top, and a little bit of air comes out and blows out the bottom here, but a lot of air just blows up the back side of this thing and it back into the case. And my goal is to get all the air to blow out the bottom of this. Now you can put your power supply in upside down, or I could flip this over and you would read all the stats about it, all the voltages for the different lines there, and it would suck in air through the bottom here. But I don't think it's doing much air sucking in here through this dust cover I got there. It's pretty much just sucking all the hot air down through the power supply. But that's okay. This thing, the power supply fan is on eco, and it doesn't even really run that much. Of course, when I'm playing a game, it turns on, but it's pretty quiet and it don't seem like it's struggling or heating up too bad. But I did want to put this chassis fan in there because I let Borderlands run for just a few minutes, and the actual case, the plastic here, got a little warm. So I'm going to try to draw a bunch of air out of the case instead of just having the air from this XFX circulate back around into itself. I wanted to get a graphics card that had a port exhaust on the back so it blew all that hot air out, but I don't know, I just couldn't afford it really. Here's how I got my cable runs. This one here on the right is all my LEDs and my buttons on the front of it. Seems like I'm a little blurry here. I don't know how to get focus. And then I got my 2 hard drives. Then I got my that's going to be a USB 2.0 port next to my memory card reader. And then over here I got, that must be my outputs for my speakers up front, headphone jacks and stuff. And that cord with the meshing on it running underneath my graphics card there. That's that 4-pin that goes to the motherboard back in there. Oh, I got this really cool rosewill water cooler on it. Since I'm overclocking it, I figured I'd put some water coolant on it. And Newegg gave me a pretty good deal on it, maybe $50 or so, $60, I don't know. Maybe even $30, I don't know. I'd have to take a look. Oh, the reason I got the case open right now is two reasons. One, the LEDs on the front here, uh, it's got this little guard in here, but they were setting some screws and it bubbled up and you could see it like it was creased up like this, so all the light was shining out and it was hitting that front piece of glass and it was just causing, I didn't like it. The way the angle it hit the glass made it look foggy in there, so I did have to adjust this plastic piece here. I changed the screw hole to this screw hole here, and this screw hole there I had to put the hurt on it and modify that hole a little bit so I could slide all this up and make sure it's nice and taut. Right there's where it connects, and there's the LED switcher button there on the front right there. Oh yeah, the reason I got it off, the air on the fan was blowing back into my case. So I made this type of thing here out of some cardboard. I got a pretty good exact fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide it into this little slot here above my fan and put my case on it, and that's going to hold it nice and tight. I don't like the color of it. You can see that my Sharpie marker didn't do so well, and I got to put a little black there on that line right there. Trying to make it stealthy so you don't see it. What else I got going on? I'll show you. I guess since I got it open, I'll flip her around here and show you the back side of it here. Pretty easy to run cables. One of the reasons I got my power supply sitting the way I do without drawing air up to the bottom is because it's semi-module, and all my cable, the semi-module stuff is on this side right here. They all plug in right here, and some of them are pretty tight fitting. I got plenty of my power supplies all the way on the other side of the power supply, but it fits nicely. So I have it like that, and I thought the other logo on it, the other side, was cooler than seeing all this statistical data stuff. Up there, I got it running here. I got my big power supply going, the 24 pin going to my motherboard. All these things here are part of the LED fan, the processor radiator. It goes into this rosewill box here. I don't have the stuff. I don't have the motherboard to actually control the LEDs on it, so it's just default. It just goes through rainbow colors. I got one of the reviewers here on the YouTube said he couldn't get his SATA cable with the bent end plugged in when he had it mounted up front. I had my hard drive mounted back here, and I did have that angle bit, and the case did shut just fine. And I don't know, I probably had just this straight through power supply on it. But I wanted the Kingston up front so you could see it, and I don't have a problem with my angled SATA cable right there. And here's my other hard disk here. The rail for that power is going in the first spot off the power supply, is going to the hard drive, and then I have it hitting the LED front. And then I have a whole nother rail here for my other hard drive up here. These cables right here, those two go to my graphics card here. They plug into their own little module spot over there. I got it kind of ran pretty neat too. I didn't show you that. Let me flip her back around here. I came in through the same hole here as my power supply for my motherboard, and I kind of snuck it around the side of the graphics card and snuck it in right there. I tried coming through this hole and up and around and in, but I didn't like the way that looks. I like it all nice and tight and neat like this. And the other connector kind of tucks right back there, right behind the thing here, so you can't really see that. And I like that. I kind of try to hide everything back there so it looks as nice as it can be. Well, here I got it with the front cover back on. I got it connected up there. Don't worry about that there too much. I'm gonna try to sneak in. This piece right here feels like it can just break off, and I don't want to do that. But I can tuck the cord up in that little crack in that crevice there. Well, this front bezel here just snaps off. What I've been doing is grabbing it by the bottom and just giving it a good tug, and it pops right off. I don't want to do it too many more times, so I hope I'm done with that for a while. But there's the way my little air shield fits. I got a little gap over there next to my LED bracket right there, but that's not going to bother me too much. But other than that, it is a pretty tight fit. I couldn't do much better myself well, I did do it myself. I ain't no manufacturer or no kind of engineer or nothing, but man, I thought I did a pretty good job on there. This was different. Oh, well, there we go right there. Well, not much you can do to work around something like that. Well, I just wanted to show you that before I go ahead and shut it up and turn it off for y'all. And I got it all put back together. Just took a couple of minutes here. Now, what I was talking about with this LED lighting on the front cover here, see how it hits my glass or my plastic here and makes this weird effect on my glass? Now, it was really wide, so I did do a little good on it trying to tighten that up, but you can see right through that plastic piece there, and I don't really care for that too much, but I'm not going to open it up just to keep fussing with that, but every time I do open it up, I'm going to fuss with that. And here's my rosewill cooler. I'm kind of overexposed there, but it's rotating colors. That power supply is rotating colors. And that front right there is rotating colors. It's got a button right up here in the corner. So if you press it, it does different effects, maybe like 11 different effects here. Here's just kind of slowly breathing through the colors. Here's a real fast one. That one wouldn't be so bad, but I don't have my LEDs. I can't really control my power supply one, so I'm trying to match them all and get them all kind of going the same speed here. There's one going upwards. Then you go through the solid colors here. Got my red, my green, got some blue. Oh, that looks like white. That's like lime green. Man, I'm overexposed. I hope you can all see that. It's really a pretty color. It's not so bright white like that. Let me stop this and try to let my camera. Oh, my camera's just gonna overexpose it, I guess. Maybe in post editing I can take care of that there and that whatever video editing software I downloaded here. There's blue and there's magenta. And now I'm back to its fadey, stripy colors, cycling through all the colors there. See, my power supply fan's off at the moment, but it still rotates color. Everything's rotating color, and that's real nice. One of the reasons I like running my power cable along the side is when it's got good power, that blue LED comes on. That blue LED is an indicator. If I got bad power, it's gonna be a different color. So I kind of wanted that showing too. And I like pretty lights. This right here is another dust cover. You'll see that in other reviews about this case here. One of the things, my plexiglass here doesn't fit very well. This screw here in the corner, I have to mash really tight. Actually, I have to use a screwdriver for it. And it kind of bends funny, and there's a gap right here. And a little manufacturer injection molded or something happened right here. Now, I flipped this whole thing upside down to put this manufacturing mistake on the bottom. It's like, it looks to me like where two pieces came together or something. And it snapped bad when they snapped it off. But the bottom side here has this little triangle right here. And right now the triangle, you can't see it, but it's pointing down. And I just really didn't like it when it was up here, because you can see it really good with all these LEDs. But when it's tucked under my desk, no one's really going to pay attention to that but me. So that's my only real other problem with the case. It was a fair price, and it sure does look pretty. I don't have my USB 3.0 connected up front because my motherboard don't support that. But I did test out the card reader, and the card reader, the micro and the normal size, the one I got a little converter for a micro to go fat, so it takes both of those just fine. And then there's my other inputs and headphones and stuff, and power switch and reset switch. I don't use that very much. I don't know who even has a reset switch anymore, but I do. And I guess I'm going to lock up some games trying to overclock this thing. I'm probably going to end up undervolting it because that thing runs so damn hot. Hell, the liquid coolant is about $100, and I didn't pay that much more for the damn card. If I was going to pay $250 for a graphics card setup, I probably would have got a whole different type of graphics card in the first place. So I'm not going to be water cooling that or nothing like that. But I did have that extra fan that it came with. So let's put my hand under there. Oh yeah, I'm getting a lot of airflow right there coming out the bottom. Oh man, that feels real good. I think that little shield in there, that air shield right there, that windshield. My computer got a windshield, folks. That does real good. It's blowing right out the bottom here. Yeah, it's sucking in quite a bit of air through this top vent here. That's good. I got some air blowing out there. I got air blowing out the bottom. I got air blowing out the bottom back, the top back, and the bottom front. Oh man. Well, I got Borderlands 3 just downloaded, and I got it installed, and I'm ready to pwn some noobs or play some co-op. Play some co-op here. Thank you all for your time. Peace out.